In 2017, the quiet college town of Charlottesville, Virginia was catapulted into the national spotlight when white supremacists took over the streets and riots turned deadly. Well, since then, the city has taken significant steps to make Charlottesville a place for all, starting with Ashley Marshall, who is here with us in studio now. Pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go back to when you first joined the city of Charlottesville. You started in 2021. What would you say the feeling of the city was like then?
So during 2021 was definitely a time of change. We, of course, were in a global pandemic with everyone else, but also the reason why the issue happened in 2017 was because in 2016, we actually voted to remove our Confederate statues. However, it ended up becoming a legal battle. And in April of 2021, the courts finally said, okay, Charlottesville, you can remove your statues. So I remember my very first day walking down the pedestrian mall. The city manager, Chip Boyles at the time, said, Ashley, I need you to focus in on two things: moving our Confederate statues and our unsheltered population.
When you came into the picture, the entire city manager's office, all the staffers were kind of relatively new, correct?
Yes.
So how did that help you when it came to enacting change?
It absolutely is helpful. I remember that my first leadership team meeting, City Manager Boyles at the time looked at his staff and said, equity is everywhere, and so is Ashley. He didn't have to do that. And so when we think about the fact that I came in as the Deputy City Manager for Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, that really set the tone from the top to say that this was something that was extraordinarily important for the organization. And our City Council had already set the tone with their strategic plan that this was work that was important to them as well.
So what were your marching orders? What were you supposed to come in and do?
So part of my work was to establish an office focused in on the work, in addition to create some frameworks so that we could really integrate the work into our organization. We knew that our community wanted this to be a focus. We knew that our council wanted this to be a focus. And in 2019, some research had been done that established the need for someone to lead it. And so there was definitely some pre-work that had been done, but there really, again, wasn't that playbook. And so from there, we've been able to build a framework, and we were continuing to work to flesh out the Office of Social Equity.
So you've been in the position for about 3 years now. How much progress would you say that you've noticed?
I think that there's been a lot of progress, actually. I'm very lucky to have come into an organization with members of the staff who, when I ran a training for the first time, I just sent an email out to all staff. It was full. I have not mandated any training. These are individuals who want to learn, who want to serve their community with that equity lens to make sure that everyone feels like they are getting excellent quality service, that they're having an opportunity to be heard. And so I've got to admit, it's a little easier when you have a staff like that.
Right, a lot of support. How would you describe the Charlottesville of today?
I think the Charlottesville of today is really trying to think through its next steps. We're a community that happens to have a public ivy in it. We're a community where Drury Bridge was named after individuals who marched for civil rights in the 50s. We're a community where now an elementary school is called Trailblazers, after the individuals who worked so hard to integrate it. So we're really working on making sure that we're serving our community as best we can, making sure we're planning for the future, and doing all of that with a lens of equity.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for being one of our change makers, and best of luck in your endeavors.
Thank you so much.